Sally's doing some crazy things, man, around the corner, outside the kitchen door. I'm hearing noises. I'm trying to be like, okay, let's get ready. And then she's making noises. Welcome to Toronto Guy Cooks, everybody. Behave, you. Yeah, welcome. This is season 4. I don't know what episode this is going to be, but today we're doing some slow cooking. Today is another viewer recipe, another scented nectar. Now, there's probably about people out there saying, man, not another scented nectar. Well, why don't you just contribute shit? You see, by other people contributing recipes, that saves me time from thinking about that, and I can just think of other stuff. Anyway, today we're going to be making scented nectars. It's got a bunch of words, but it's basically slow-cooked steak, corn, pepper, and stuff. The real name's in the description. There's a lot of words, and I love slow cooking, so I'm just a little excited. So we're going to start. As you can see, I have raw ingredients. I mean, slow cooking. What am I going to do? Prepare everything, then start filming, throw everything in the slow cooker, and be like, there we go, everybody, we're done. Video over. No, you know I like to go long and waste your time. So we're going to go long and waste your time. We're going to start by, this is my slow cooker inside bowl. We're going to use my this is my original OG, well, the bowl anyway. The very first slow cooker I got, this is the OG. I'm going to put some tomato soup in there, just as is. All right. To that, we're going to add some, do we add the corn now? I'm sure we add the corn now. Let's add the corn now. Drained can of corn. To that, we're going to add some seasonings. There we go. In here is a mixture of sugar, salt, there's pepper, there's not oregano yet, but there's stuff in it. Look in the description, man. Seasonings. I'm just too excited, man. And here is 3 teaspoons of basil, which, according to Scented Nectar, she said explicit instructions, it has to be powdered. So I'm going to use my trusty grinder. There we go. Got my dried basil, 3 tablespoons. And we're just gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna go like this. This is what we're gonna do. Watch this. We're gonna go like, pow, 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 pow. All right, how's it going? Oh, it's powdered. I love it. Oh, and it's foggy. All right, let's just throw it all in there. There we go. Smells like basil. Love it. All right, let's put this aside. And let's just give this a quick mix up, man. The tomato soup is gonna help act. I mean, even though I have not made this yet, but I'm pretty sure I know what's going to happen. The tomato soup is going to help act as a liquid, saucy base for the slow cooker, because for slow cooking, I'm excited. You always want to make sure that you've got something that's going to add some liquid. Otherwise, you're going to burn your freaking house down. All right, now we're going to start with a big stalk of celery and my trusty Miracle Blade Rock and Chop. And chop it up. All right. Alright, so there's one big nice stalk of celery, chopped nice and chunky. I'm a man, I like my shit chunky. Not just my food shit, but my poo shit. Because if your poo's chunky, that means it's not runny, and you won't have to use as much toilet paper to wipe your bum. So that's why it's good to have chunky poo. Alright, throw the celery in there. Wonder if my crock pot, if my OG is going to be big enough to hold everything. There's still a few more things to add, I guess we'll see. If not, we'll just transfer it over to my bigger one. Alright. And let's give it a mix up. Let the celery introduce itself to the tomato soup, the corn and the seasonings and the dried basil. There we go, looking good. I love the color. Can you really see it? Probably not because of my muscular arm. There we go, now you can see it. Patreon.com/TorontoGuy. I know I say this a lot, it doesn't seem to be working. Maybe if Scented Nectar like flashed her Hooters or something, people would be like, go and be patrons. So come on, Nectar, how selfish can you be? Okay, to that, let's chop up an onion. There we go. Seems like a big onion, but who cares? We're gonna, Scented Nectar wants to dice it. I'll do whatever I want. Don't tell me what to do. So let's give it some slices. There we go. Tell you, man, I've had these Miracle Blade knife sets for probably 20 years. I have actually 2 sets of J.A. Hinkle knives, like that were like over $100 each, and I still use my Miracle Blade. It's trusty, man. So let's chop up this onion. Looking good, baby. There we go. Let's put that one in. Should we even use the other half? I'll save the other half for something else. Maybe I'll put it in an omelet or something. Oh, I just made a mess. Woohoo, I'm out of failure. All right, let's set this one aside. We'll use this for an omelet tomorrow or whatever. Let's set it aside. Where are we gonna go? And let's give it a mix up again. Scented Nectar specifically said, people can't see because of my muscular arm. specifically said in the instructions, mix everything up after you add each ingredient so they can all get along, because, you know, we need diversity. Scent and Nectar is one of those crazy diversity people. If she says she's not, then she's lying. Well, one of us is lying, and I'm the one with the TV show, and she's not. So there we go. You have no choice but to believe my dumbass. All right. Green pepper. Let's give it a nice, here we go. There we go. The sides. Of course, people chop up their green peppers different ways. I didn't always do it this way, but I'm going to do it this way today because why not? There we go. Let's take the innards and toss them, and we will flesh out the fleshy bits in the green pepper, including the seeds. Yeah, baby. Toronto Guy Cooks, patreon.com/me. Yeah. And then we're going to take our green peppers. I like to rinse out the insides, just because, why not? And we're just going to chop them up nicely, baby. Ah, I love my Miracle Blade, baby. Love it. I discovered the Miracle Blade series because when I worked night shifts all the time at work, they would have infomercials, and I would watch them, and they would always have, almost always, every night, have the Miracle Blade on multiple channels, and I finally got a set from a store called TV Showcase, and yeah, as I said, I have more, since then I've bought more expensive sets, but I'm just so used to my Miracle Blade series that it just comes naturally to me. My lovely rock and chop, I love it. Yeah, all right. I like it chunky, as I said. Scented Nectar's like, make sure you chop it up into little tiny itty bitty bits or else it won't be any good. Come on, man. As I said, either she's lying or I am. And I'm the one with the show and she's not. Anyway, go to patreon.com/TorontoGuy, become a patron, and you can see nude photos of Gordon Freeman and Jimmy, not together, but yeah, go there. Come on, how is that not convincing you to be a patron at patreon.com/TorontoGuy? Bloody hell, if I was not Toronto Guy, I would be a patron just to see Gordon Freeman and Jimmy nude so I can laugh at them. Yeah, all right. Let's finish chopping up our green pepper. Ah, yeah, baby. Oh, I love the smell of green pepper when it's being chopped as it releases all the juices and you can smell that little bold flavor. I love it. Let's add it to our pot. Man, we still have some big potatoes and then our meat to add. I don't know if this is going to be big enough, but then again, many times, you know, my OG has not failed me, and it's been just filled to the brim. Because as it slow cooks, the food eventually shrinks as all the moisture inside escapes in all that awesomeness. All right, let's give it another stir. Ah, love it. And to this. 1, 2, 3. I guess we'll see. Big potatoes. I like to keep the skins on. I'm a potato skins guy. It's the same with breads. I like the end pieces. That's just the way I am. So let's cut up the potatoes. I'm using red potatoes because, you know, the color. I like my food to be flashy, so the more colors, the better, baby. Love it. Okay. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna need the big one, man. I got one more potato and a good bit of meat. So we're gonna get the big slow cooker, unfortunately. Well, at least you got to meet the OG. So once I'm finished chopping up this potato, I'll grab my bigger slow cooker and we'll transfer everything. All right, there we go. Ah, my rock and chop. You see how it's like rounded? Makes it easier for chopping on the boards. I love it. My trusty rock and chop Miracle Blade. There we go. Now let me get my bigger slow cooker bowl, man. Like, right now. Alright, so everything's been transferred to the bigger bowl. I really wanted to use my OG, but what can you do, man? Scent and Nectar's like me. You know, when you cook, you make a lot of it. Because why not? So, yeah. I guess my OG cooker is from before I became a cooking rock star. Alright, let's give this a mix up real quick. And gonna do the garlic. Scented Nectar said to use 1. I'm a man. We got chunky stuff. I'm using 2. I'm defiant. Yeah. Right, let's give them a crush. Easy way to get them out of the skin. It doesn't help that I just rinsed my hands, so my fingers are wet. But you know, traditionally the easy way to get them out of the skin, the garlic, is to crust them first and then peel them. Okay, so there's 1. All right. See, crush. Take the peel off. Boom! And let's just chop it up. Get rid of these bum pieces now. While I like the end of the breads, I don't care for the pits of the garlic, so let's toss them. And let's give our garlic a nice fine chop. Yeah, baby. Look at me chopping up garlic every day of my life. All right, patreon.com/TorontoGuy. Be careful. I mean, as much as I love my Miracle Blade set, I did one day, years back, while I was chopping celery to make my chili, which I have made on an episode of Toronto Guy Cooks, which I think was in season 3. I was chopping celery with this knife, getting real friggin' careless, and then all of a sudden, yeah, boom, boom, yoink, the tip of my thumb, bloody hell, literally came off. So yeah, very careful. But don't worry, I have become a professional since then. All right, there's our garlic. Yeah, forget it, we'll mix it up after. Because right now it's time to add our beef. Now Nectar says, 1 big steak, I'm a man. Well, this is our last ingredient, so we can move this stuff over. Actually, let's keep this stuff on the board. You know what? We're using the big one. Let's turn our board around. There we go. All right, well done. Look at me thinking. Well done. I have, there's probably about 3, maybe a little less than, maybe about 2 pounds, a little more, give or take, of beef, stewing beef cubes. You can use a steak and cut it up, but since the stewing beef cubes are already cut up, I just bought 2 packages of them and cut them up a little more for smaller pieces, for the females out there who need smaller, pieces because they're not men, Men like the big chunky pieces. Let's give this a mix up. All right, we're almost done. Well, we're not done, but we're almost ready to set it to cook. Now, Scented Nectar's probably sitting at home watching thinking, what do you mean almost ready, Toronto Guy? That's the recipe. What are you talking about? Here's what I'm talking about. Now, in a previous episode of Toronto Guy Cooks, I made something called beef burgundy, and I had red wine. I don't drink alcohol, period. And I rarely cook with it, and I still have, let me show the carton of the red wine that I got. Yeah, nice $12 cardboard carton of Peller Family Vineyards dry red smooth medium Ontario red wine for 50 years. I'm gonna add some of this because why not? How much? You guess. There we go. There, that much. Don't know how much that was, but of course if it ends up not tasting good, we'll just blame Scented Nectar. We're not gonna blame me. I'm the one with the show and she's not. So yeah, nice try, Nectar. So now we'll go, oh, I can smell the red wine. Oh, it smells awful. Oh, it sucks now. All right, we're gonna end this episode. Just kidding. It's actually fine. Ah, there we go. Let's spread it out evenly as much as I can to flatten it. There we go. Now, lid. Let me get the base, because it's not just gonna cook in this big bowl. Let me get the base, for crying out loud, fool. All right, now it's on its base. Let's plug it on in. There we go. Now, Scented Nectar, you notice I keep saying her name because if this thing fails, you know who to blame. I'm sure it's gonna be fine though. We're gonna cook it on high for 4 hours. Yeah, set my clock for my timer for 4 hours. Patreon.com/TorontoGuy. That's gonna give you all plenty of time. It's only set for 2. Come on, keep going. It's gonna give you plenty of time to go to Patreon.com/TorontoGuy and be cool like Gordon Freeman, Bearded Nemophilus, aka Beard Boy, and Jimmy, aka Punk Aesthetic Art and Entertainment, like in theory, all that stuff. Go check out his Punk Aesthetic Art and Entertainment stuff. I've bought 2 shirts from him. The second one is still on its way, but I bought them. Heck, did you all buy anything from him? Probably not, because you're all just moochers. Just like you're moochers now watching this. But what you gonna do? Anyway, 4 hours! And we'll be back then. Alright, so it has been 4 hours. It smells lovely in here. It very much does. I didn't stir anything, obviously. I did not lift anything and be like, how's it looking? If you're new to slow cooking, don't lift the lid and check, because that takes away a bunch of time. The whole point of slow cooking is that until it's done. It's been 4 hours on high. Let's remove it, the lid for a bit, and we're gonna stir it and look at it, and yeah. Oh. All right. Oh, let's turn off the heat. Smells of food and seasonings and pepper and beef. Ah, there we go. Let's get some of that juices off the side of old. Well, you're not OG. You're not OG at all. All right. Lovely. I love the smell of celery that's been cooked and stuff. Now, We're gonna take a potato masher, and according to Scented Nectar's recipe, it just says just gently do some mashing. It's gonna mash up the potatoes slightly, not totally, and then we're gonna stir it again to thicken it, and we're gonna let it sit and cool for a bit because it's definitely, I mean, it's been cooking on high for 4 hours. It's definitely, let's just mash it while we're talking. It's definitely pretty fucking hot, I'm sure. So let's just give it a little firm, but not too firm mash here and there. There we go. Yeah. Alright, you see, I want to make sure that every potato has contributed to the mashing process and the sauce thickening process, and it looks like it did. It's thickened. Oh, it smells very good indeed. Probably because of the red wine I added. Of course, it's got nothing to do with everything else. So, yeah, just saying, Scented Nectar. Anyway, but yes, as I said, man, I mean, come on, people. If you have a recipe you want to see me cook it, leave it in the comments, man. What is this? Scented Nectar Cooks or Toronto Guy Cooks Scented Nectar's food? Come on, man. Bloody hell. It's like I'm a slave all of a sudden to this person. Oh, well, at least it smells good. Smells awesome. The sauce has thickened nicely since mashing up the potatoes a bit, but not too much. Is it too hot to at least take a taste of it? Let me take a taste of this saucy bit. So hopefully I won't burn my tongue off. Oh, I could taste the tangy from the tomato soup. A little bit of pepper, some red wine. Oh, and it's nice and thickening. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna let it sit. I'm gonna say, probably about 5 minutes, just uncovered, just to let the air, just to let it get some of that nice soupy skin on the top from the air. Yeah. So we'll just leave it about 5 minutes or so, and we'll come right back. Alright, so it's been about 3 minutes, but you know what? Since I removed the lid and did the stirring and everything, it's just smells even better in here, so forget it. We're just gonna go for it, and don't worry. If it's still too hot and I end up burning my tongue, don't worry, Scented Nectar, I'm not gonna sue you or anything, so everything's fine. I just wanna, come on, just let me try, okay, just no. Oh, and it's perfect for today, you know why? Back here, I just looked out my balcony window, and it's snowing. Thank God it's Saturday. Oh, yeah. All right. Let's get our lovely bowl. And our lovely... Oh, I was going to look up the name, man. It's in the description. It's just so many words, but I just love using my slow cooker, and yeah, it's Scented Nectar's steak, peppercorn awesomeness. Slow cook. There we go. It's like an awesome beef stew with Toronto Guy's added touch of red wine, and that's probably why it turned out as awesome as it did. Maybe. We'll see. Alright. There we go. Let me get a napkin to wipe off the blood. See, there we go. There we go. Alright. A nice little bun or something, or a roll. Oh, yeah. Perfect for a snowy winter day. Oh, yeah. Here it is. As usual, the lighting doesn't do any justice, so we'll take a picture and we'll insert it right here. And there you have it, kids. Scented Nectar's slow cooker steak, corn, and pepper. Yeah, I knew the name all along, but it was just lots of words. One thing's for sure, it's very tasty and looks awesome. Oh, especially for a day like today as it's just started snowing. And I have a big batch of it right here. Patreon.com/Toronto Guy. Go there for podcasts and other stuff. And just to support me. Leave a recipe in the description, I can cook it for you and you can get credit, man. You know how much money Scented Nectar's been getting for me using her ideas and shit? Nothing. And you can get nothing too. Be a contributor. Anyway, we'll see you next time on Toronto Guy Cooks. Smells awesome in here.